A special project that I've been working on for the holidays for my dad. Now, I've talked a lot in prior videos about the family history related to the automotive culture that dates back a century in my family, if not more. And one of the things that we've always had fun reminiscing about is my dad's 1968 Chevrolet Nova. This is a picture of my dad with his brother Brian, taken around 1978 or 79 probably, there with his 68 Nova next to his brother's 68 Chevelle SS. So that was kind of a fun picture that we have been inspired by over the generations. Of course, there's my Honda Prelude, which was a completely different beast from Dad's high school car. But we actually have a lot of documentation on that Nova. There were a number of pictures that have been kept over the years in a box, in an envelope, that I dug up just recently to do something fun with. So these are some of the many photos from over the years that Nova went through a lot of different cosmetic looks, as well as especially many different drivetrains over the years. He was motor swapping almost every weekend, it seems like, according to what Grandma told me at least. So this car was kind of a special ride for him. The drag racing scene was up and coming in that era, and the car's long gone. We did try and track it down years ago, but probably the closest we could get to ever really having that car back among us is doing so in diecast scale model form. So that's where my friend Branson comes into play. He's recently gone into a little side business recreating replica model cars. So let me show you this thing he's been working on. Here in 1/18 scale form, you're looking at the result of what Branson estimates to be over a 30-hour project. So while this may look like a pretty cookie cutter model car, the devil is in the details, and he basically took from that stack of photographs that I provided him and created as closely as possible an identical replica to my dad's car from that era. So without going into super obsessive detail on every little nut and bolt that he recreated, some of the key features here that you notice, obviously that 68 Nova license plate is a critical piece of the puzzle. This car started out as a 1970 Maisto 1/18 scale that was already painted red. However, it needed a lot of the updates that my dad's car had. So first and foremost, this vinyl roof is a complete custom wrap that Branson created from scratch. He had to replicate the taillights from a 1968 because the 70 was a little bit different. The body side moldings were done one-off. The car received this black rocker trim paint, which wasn't a factory thing. That was just something that my dad did to his. And then up front, we have some more treatment with the grille, the license plate, and these tires specifically are especially cool because they actually have removed these raised white letter BFG tires. Those are actually stick-on, add-on BFG logos. But probably the coolest thing about this entire build was the level of detail that Branson put into the interior. It's going to be really tough to showcase this on camera, but there's actually a little T-handle shifter in there that replicates the one that my dad had in his car. And then moving over here to the driver's side, you'll even see there was a gauge pod above the steering wheel there that was also recreated. And then moving to under the hood, this is perhaps the one that took the most time because Branson created a lot of these little miniature decals. So he took some of the photos, and let me see, I'm going to reposition here and show you what I'm talking about. So these are the photos that I provided Branson, including, you can see some of the decals that are there on the engine bay. These are different engine configurations that Dad had. Like, notice the drag racing one toward the bottom right of that screen. Well, he added that, and it's right here. If I can get this thing to zoom. There it is. So drag racing right in the middle of the hood. And all of these are properly placed, properly sized, and properly configured. You can see all the stuff under the hood. Look at the NHRA, the Moroso. All of that mirrors exactly what was happening here in real life. It's going to be really tough to capture this on camera, but like I said, Branson has a lot more patience than I do. This is the kind of project that definitely takes a good eye for detail, and that's exactly where his expertise comes into play. I'll show you inside the trunk. I don't know that we did much in there. It's got the little 6th gear details sticker in there. That's Branson's company name. So I'll share his contact info here shortly, but an amazing holiday gift idea. This idea came about largely because he had recreated a Chevrolet Impala for a coworker, and I thought, well, how cool would that be if we could take some pictures of Dad's old car and make it into you know, a real life scale model version. So along with this, I'm going to give this to my dad on Thanksgiving next week. I found some other print materials like this Chevy Nova ad, Chevy Too Much, dated 1968. Now Dad's was not a true SS. In fact, that badge had to get blacked out of the grill here, but it definitely was souped up to the level of any capable muscle car should be. Now, this was icing on the cake. I didn't ask Branson to do this, but he even created an even smaller version of it. So this one, believe it or not, I don't have a steady enough hand to show you any of this, but this little miniature car has the same logos. Now, obviously the doors don't open, so he didn't do anything with the interior there, but pretty insane. He's not only getting 1, but 2 model cars next week. My dad is going to love this. Last but not least, one of the things that we noticed in the pictures was that Dad went through tires just like he went through engines. This is a set of Uniroyal Tiger Paw raised white letter wheel tires that he had. We couldn't decide which ones to put on the car itself, so we made him both. And this is a set of the Uniroyal with the logo there. My camera keeps repositioning. So we're going to give him a loose set of tires to play around with on display or whatever he decides to do with them. And I'll show you the finalized package here with a lighted plexiglass display case that he can use to put this on his shelf at the house. Here's a look finally at the finished product on display. This box that I got is kind of cool. It's from a company called Illuma Box. I got it through Summit Racing Equipment, and the coolest part about it is that it has these little miniature spotlights, one on either corner, so 4 total. A lot like what I did with my previous build on this 3-tier display, except this one is just a single car, super nice 360-degree view of this build. And we may end up showcasing it with the doors and the hood open. I'm not sure what Dad's vision will be for that on how he wants to showcase it, but good 360-degree perspective here. And if we wanted to, we could even put this set of tires in there somewhere and have some real fun with it. So this box is actually self-contained. It can plug into USB power to light those little spotlights. Right now it's driven by 4 AA batteries, so you could pretty much put this thing anywhere and have a nice conversation piece in your house. Huge shout out to Branson for his help with this, and I'm super excited to show it to Dad next week, and I'll let you know his reaction there. In the meantime, this is Branson's contact information. Please feel free to follow him on Instagram at 6th Gear Details. There's his email and phone if you'd like to text him as well. And he'll be happy to give you an idea what it might cost to either build a one-off custom model car, customize a model car that you already have, or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of reasons why people in this hobby love to collect, just like we like to collect full-size cars. And this is a special opportunity for those of you who have a family or friend that has a specific car that they would love to have made in diecast form. Okay, so Branson in Salt Lake does diecast models and stuff. Okay. So I gave him all these pictures. Does everybody remember Dad's 68 Nova? There it is. There he is. All these pictures. Look how many different engine combinations he had, right?
Yeah, I had a bunch of crap.
So I sent Branson all those pics, and he made an exact replica.
He didn't know.
Yeah, he did. Check
Are
that
you
thing out.
kidding me?
It's got the pictures on the
Oh my
back. He
heck.
did the vinyl
It's
roof,
identical.
custom. You got to see the detail because the best part is yet to come.
Are you kidding me?
But it was tough because these pictures were kind of
How
not.
does he do that?
The vinyl was all custom. He even did, yeah, plates. So check this. So
Who
it
does
started
that?
out as an actual 1970
Okay.
Nova.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's differences for 68 with like the tail lights. And so,
That is the coolest thing
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
so got the plates, but the best part is you can see, where's the engine bay picks? So you had all these
Yeah.
logos and stuff. So they're all in there.
Yeah.
Every single one of them in the right place. He had
That
this
is
one called
funny.
drag racing
Yes.
down at the bottom.
Oh my
And then
God. How did he do that?
he built you a little gauge cluster
You
and a
got to be
T-handle Hurst shifter.
kidding. Oh my God. How did
It's
he
all
do
in
that?
there.
That is amazing.
Yeah. So then,
My, how-
and then icing on the cake, he did a mini one. And,
unbelievable.
but wait, there's more. And because some of the pictures had DFGs and some of them had Uniroyal Tiger Paw, we got both. They're literally just little decals that he sticks
He
on
stuck
here.
on there.
So,
That is the coolest
pretty
thing
cool,
I've ever
huh?
seen.
Yeah.